you broke down intermittent fasting into the 18-6, what it sounds like, and even it seems like you're going as far as even 24 some days, or 1 meal a day. Some people even preach, which is called the OMAD diet. And I think you have to find which type of fasting works best for you. And to me, I've tried that. And unfortunately for me, I don't do real well with that. And I'm not saying it doesn't work. It just wasn't for me. So I was like, well, let me start researching. Let me find another way to do intermittent fasting. And I found an amazing documentary. And I don't know, maybe we can get it in the comments. It's on YouTube completely for free. It's called Eat, Fast, and Live Longer. And it's by Dr. Michael Mosley. He's from the UK. And I was getting in intermittent fasting. I said, well, let me watch this documentary while I'm walking on the treadmill. And so I did. I was walking on a treadmill and I started walking. The first scene is a 108-year-old man doing a triathlon, or like maybe triathlon, or maybe one of the long marathons.
Wow.
And they called him like an octogenarian or whatever, some type of crazy term because of how old he was. And they asked him, they said, what do you think the secret is for you being so healthy? You're 108 years old, and I know he was at least over 100, maybe not 108. What is the secret? He said, I eat 1 meal a day. He said, and I eat a kid-sized portion. Ooh. And everybody just kind of like, what? What? I mean, how are you not dying? How are you not sick? How do you not feel bad all the time? And he was like, I just eat 1 meal a day, and it's a kid portion. And so the documentary goes into the detail, and it talks about fasting, and Walter Longo is actually in the documentary as well. And he does the fasting mimicking diet, which is essentially you do it, focus more on a few times a year, and you really restrict down to less than 500 calories. And I think that's a good idea to do, sparsely, but then Michael really breaks it down. And this is my favorite type of dieting. And we'll see if this makes sense to you. It made sense to me, and I started, and I absolutely love it. It's my favorite type of dieting I've ever done. And I hate using the word dieting, just for everybody who's out there, even though I keep using it, because when we say diet, that means we're doing it for a little while.
That's right.
Diets are short-term things. Lifestyle changes is really the goal. So Michael proposed what's called the 5-2 intermittent fasting. What you do is 2 days of the week, you pick any two you want. And that's what I love about this flexibility, right? Because when you tell people you can't eat on Monday and you can't eat on Thursday, well, I have Thursday night. We always go out for dinner as a family. Well, okay, just move your days then, And so that's what I love about the 5-2 diet. What he proposes is 2 days of the week, you eat less than 500 calories, or 600 if you're a male. They need to be no sugar, no carbohydrates. It needs to be lean proteins, vegetables, or maybe a few fruits, healthier fruits, berries, strawberries, 2 days of the week. You only do that for 2 days. The other 5 days, you kind of enjoy like you want to. You can eat breakfast, you can eat lunch. Obviously, don't splurge. Don't eat a bunch of cheeseburgers, don't eat a bunch of pizza, but it kind of enjoy more of what you want. Keep it pretty healthy. And what I loved about it is we think of calories on a daily level. And this is what throws off a lot of people when they start dieting. They hurt every day. And it does. When you start exercising and dieting, I mean, it physically puts you in pain, right? I mean, you're like, oh my gosh, there's no way I can keep doing this, because every single day you're restricting the number of calories you're eating, as compared to thinking about your calorie intake on a weekly level, right? And so every single day you take away, let's just say you eat 300 less calories a day. That's your goal when you start losing weight. You start getting healthier, you eat 300 less calories a day, but you're miserable because you're not eating the same things, or those things that you like, and you're skipping meals, or maybe you're not eating pizza with your family the normal night, because you got to remember, you got to stay strict. You can only have 1,500 a day, right? Because you brought down your calorie level. How many calories throughout the week? You do 7 times 300, right? Okay, that gives me 2,100 calories throughout the whole week. I have now brought down.
Right.
All right. Think of 5-2 like this. Again, go back to our example. When we were eating 1,800 calories. Now, 2 days of the week, we're going to keep it under 500. So now, right? How many calories have I burned those 2 days? 1,300 and then 1,300, because I brought down from my 1,800. So now that's 2,600 calories for the whole week, as compared to the 2,100. So if you think about it from a mathematical standpoint, you're like, oh man, that makes a lot of sense. I just focus on my 2 days. I don't have to be miserable every day. I can enjoy time with my family. I can enjoy meals. But if I focus on my 2 days, just the 2 days, then I can still eat less food, have less calories, and my weekly total is actually a lot less. And so when he really brought that forward, I was like, man, that makes a lot of sense. And don't get me wrong, I still have a little tuna on that day. Usually I'll eat maybe a little scoop of peanut butter. I try to keep it to fats and proteins only, or maybe like a couple slices of avocado, no carbohydrates. But It makes dieting and lifestyle change so much simpler just to focus on my 2 days.
Okay. All right. And I totally agree with you. That is awesome. That's very effective. You have a high level of discipline, right? And we all need to work on our discipline. So how someone like me who doesn't have as much discipline in that area, maybe, right? Because I mean, I said when I get it right, I'll go to 4 hours and I'll eat tuna and avocado but when I get it wrong, I wake up and eat breakfast and I eat 3 meals that day, and I feel terrible that night. If you eat 3 meals a day, man, you are punishing your body.
Oh man,
you really are. So let's say if I can't do that. I'm not willing to do that. I could do it. We could all do it. If we had to do it, we would do it, right? But if I can't do that yet, is it beneficial to say, you know what? I'm going to just skip breakfast and eat as early in the evening as I can, eat my last meal as early as I can. So at least I'm getting the benefit of that. I'm a believer that long window of fasting, which gets easier, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hard at first, like we talked about, when you pull up somebody off of drug addiction and their bodies, they have the withdrawals, it gets better over time.
Yeah. And your mind, your brain starts working better. But if, let's just say I start out by skipping breakfast and I'm starved. We think we're starving. You're really not starving it. When at 12, if the first time you skip a meal, those feelings you have is really not, that's not pain. I mean, that's not hunger. That's really not hunger. I'm not even sure what it is, but it's not hunger. You don't get hungry for a long, long time, like really hungry. So it's probably just your body resetting. So if I start out just by skipping and pushing my first meal back to 12 noon, and hopefully I can finish my meals up by 7 p.m. That's 7 hours. Anybody can do that.
And I agree.
Okay. So if I just start by increasing my window of fasting, and then here's what I love what you say about focusing on the week. Eat a cheeseburger. Okay. Or try not to eat a cheeseburger. Well, for whatever reason you had to eat the cheeseburger. Okay. Well, try not to eat the fries. Okay. Then so I'm just make little improvements of what you eat during that window. And maybe one day you'll get it right and you'll have, tuna and vegetables and chicken breast and greens, maybe you'll get it right one day. And then the more times you can get it right and just adding a little bit more discipline, then maybe you go from 12 to 1 to 2. And you don't have to do that every day, but the more times you can do it, the better off, the healthier you will be. And I mean, is that a fair start to somebody that, who doesn't have the discipline of maybe the 5-2?
Yeah, absolutely. And anytime you skip a meal, you're actually helping your body in more ways than you realize, keeping your calories down, going back to just fasting in general, just the benefits of health